We're catching up with Anthony Richard today. Richie, it's good to see you. How's everything in Chicago?
It's been nice so far. Team is playing well. We have a great group of guys here, coaches, and everything is for a situation for COVID. It's the good situation for us for Milwaukee guys.
It's so weird to watch you play in a Chicago Wolves uniform. I mean, think about it. You started here at the end of the 2015-16 season. So nearly 5 years you have spent in Milwaukee. And now to see you, while you would have been an Admiral or a Nashville Predator this year, to see you playing for the Chicago Wolves is strange. What is it like for you?
Like me and Karzi were talking about it at the beginning of the season. We almost played like 40 games against the Wolves, so it's weird to been playing so much games against them and now playing with these guys, or let's say like the trainers or
I was going to
everybody in
say
Chicago.
with the team
Yeah, yeah,
colors. Yeah.
the team colors and being in their dressing room. First few weeks was a little bit weird, and but after that you get used to it and it's nice. But for sure, at the beginning it was a little bit weird.
And let's be honest, they have a new affiliation in Chicago with the Carolina Hurricanes. So it's not as if you're playing the Keegan Colasars and guys you have
Yeah.
battled over the last couple of seasons when they were
No, I
affiliated
think it
with
helps a
Vegas.
lot the transition, being like new guys in and they were kind of getting used to the new system and like the new room and everything. So it was kind of two new teams in one team. So I think it helps a little bit our transition to Chicago for sure.
What has it been like to try to meld with? I mean, there's 10, 12 guys who were with the Admirals last season, but you have, as we said, the Carolina prospects. What has it been like to work with a new coach and work with new players? Has it been just kind of normal?
Yeah, but at the beginning we were kind of scared about it because you always think like the coach from Charlotte that moved to Chicago was kind of more playing as guys because he's probably paid by Carolina, so
Right.
he's
He's
gotta play.
familiar with them.
Yeah,
He's paid by them. Yeah.
so he's probably told to play some of their prospect, and so it was scared from the beginning. But since day one, he just told us that we're gonna play for to win hockey games, and best player is gonna play, and he doesn't care who is your team in the NHL. So it was nice from him, and he's a great coach, and I think he's probably helped a lot in our Milwaukee guys to feel comfortable in here and be part of the team. Like that's their team. It's probably their team from a few years now. They're gonna play here, so it was nice to have a good coach like that.
Do you have a feeling, because now it has been roughly a month that you've been down there? You've played 7 games, going 7-0, scoring a lot of goals as a team. It's been pretty crazy to see all of this stuff. Is there an us and them type of thing? Is there an Admirals faction and a Carolina faction, or is it one team now?
It's one team now, but it's still like these guys are battling for spots in the lineup. We battled against Nashville guys to get more ice time, so it's kind of still two teams because uh sometimes their guys are scratch, and it's kind of two teams for that because you gotta play six forwards from each teams and it's 3D. So for sure we're kind of separate on that side, but on the ice when we jump for games and practice, there's no more like two teams. It's more we play as a team and same system. So, but for sure, if you look at that, you got to battle for other guys against to be in the lineup. So yeah, there's different situation that you can feel it, but when you jump on the ice, it's just a normal team.
This is a situation where it's too bad that hockey isn't going on in Milwaukee, obviously, and in many places that fans aren't attending and so on. It would be, and a lot of businesses are closed, and nightlife is not out
Yeah,
there for a lot of people. It's too bad that you don't get to have that experience. Is one of the great things about being a profession, being involved in professional sports, is getting those experiences of different cities, of tourists,
yeah.
going to San Antonio, going wherever, right? And you don't necessarily get that in Chicago if you're playing in Milwaukee.
No, yeah, for sure. It'll be nice this year that everything will be normal, just to like have a feel of the city a little bit. Chicago, I heard it's a nice city, and I went a couple of times with my parents when they came down here. But I know Milwaukee is a great city, and it's fun for everybody that was on like when they were on the road and have to feel a little bit of the city. So yeah, it sucks for that, for being like almost closing in your hotel room for
Yeah.
almost every day. So
Yeah, does it feel like it is a season, or does this feel like it's extended training camp? Because while you kind of have a home,
yeah,
it's a nicer hotel, right? It's a bigger hotel is what you're in.
yeah, it's let's say the first few weeks it felt like a training camp, just a continuation of the training camp. But since probably 2 weeks, it felt more like a real season, just because of the practice or shorter, and we get to play games like more often than usual in the training camp. But for sure, the schedule is a little bit like a training camp, because we practice 3 or 4 times a week, and we only play like 1 or 2 games every week. So, but we're just happy to play games. It's 30, 40, or 50 games. It's just nice to play hockey again and like be around the guys.
It started off, I think, as 30 games, and then it jumped up to 33 because I think you guys found out you had your opener on a Friday, if I'm not mistaken, and then the day before on that Thursday, you found out, oh, we're going to play on Saturday as well. So
Yeah,
it's weird.
after practice,
You got to be
after
able to
practice,
be ready.
yeah, after practice before first game of the season, the GM comes in the room and is like, "We got one more game on schedule on Saturday in Rockford." So we're kind of shaken about that, because you're not used to it as a hockey player, that your schedule gets bumped every day like that. You had practice here, had games there, or COVID test there. So as a hockey player, you get used that your schedule is on time every time. And from the first game of the season, you know that you're gonna play 76 game, but this year it's different, and you gotta adjust every day, I guess. And now this today we got news that other teams got COVID, so you gotta adjust even more about that. So it's a it's a weird season for sure.
Yeah, it is weird, and we hope we never have to do this again. But at the same time, this experience, like to be able to change on the fly, so to speak, not only on the ice but off the ice, it's an experience, right? It's something you can chalk up. You've done this, and now you can. We talk about adversity, man. This is adversity all around.
Oh yeah, it's something we learn is you gotta prepare every day like you play the next day, because let's say we play 2 games this weekend, we don't know if we're gonna play 3 games, or they're gonna have games on. We play Sunday, and we don't know if we're gonna play on Tuesday or Wednesday. So you gotta be ready for everything in this season. And I hope this next season's gonna not gonna be like that, but you gotta be ready for anything. For you don't know if COVID's gonna be over with. So yeah, you got to be prepared mentally and physically for anything.
How did you prepare for this season? I don't know what access you had. We spoke to you in the summer a couple of times. What kind of access you had to ice or anything? But did do you feel like maybe you came in the best shape, at least strength wise, maybe off ice shape that you've been in?
I think it was the best situation for me was Matt Olivier. Is that he works at for player development in Quebec for younger kids, and his best friend on the rank. So we had a lot of ice time at the end, me and Holy together with his dad. So it was probably the best shape I was in few years because of that. I was driving to Quebec City where he lives, and skating 2 or 3 times a week with him, and it was actually very nice. So I mean, everything was closed. All the rinks in my hometown was closed, so I had to drive an hour to go to his hometown and work with his dad. But it was very helpful, and I think I was ready physically for the camp in Nashville, and it just keeps going here. I feel good on the ice since the first day of the training camp.
That's great. That's great. Last one for you. Um, I'm curious. I mean, you're used to your whole life since you were a teenager. You've played in front of a lot of fans, whether it's a few hundred or several thousand. You've always played in front of a lot of people. That isn't the case this year. There's nobody booing you when you're on the road. There's nobody cheering for you when you're at home.
No.
What has this been like? And how do you muster up the enthusiasm, muster up the drive that you need to compete in a hockey game when you know that there isn't going to be, as cliche as it sounds, that seventh man in the
Yeah.
stands that's there to root you on.
Honestly, I hate it. Some guys don't mind, but I get a lot of energy from the crowd when I score or when you make a good play defensively or block a shot and things like that. So I definitely feel the feelings of the crowd when I play. So it's a little bit weird when you play and you score and you only hear like your buddy cheering on the bench and stuff like that. So I hope for a fan next year's, and it's for sure it's weird and I'm not used to it. That I don't think I'm gonna get used to it since until the end of the season.
Yeah, yeah. Richie, it's great to see you. It's great to talk with you. Stay well and keep up the good work down there.
Thank you very much, Aaron.
All right, that's Anthony Richard.